Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk East Stroudsburg University soccer. Hey, we can talk with the women and the men because it's the same head coach, Rob Berkowitz, joining us right now. Coach, exciting times and some home games coming up. That's always exciting as well. Let's first start talking about the men's team this season. Tell us about what you got.
We have a pretty experienced group returning. We have a senior goalkeeper, a freshman goalkeeper that are competing for time. And then our back four, we have 2 sophomores, 2 juniors. Through our midfield, we'll start more than likely 1 freshman, then 2 seniors and a junior, and up top we'll have a senior and a sophomore. So it's really the first time in a number of years that we return some experience, some guys who have seen PSAC action and played in some important games. So I think the experience of the group is going to really be an important part of what we do this year.
How about the league overall? PSAC, always some great competition. Are you still kind of looking up at some of these other teams and hoping that you can move up the ladder a little bit on the men's side?
Yeah, that's definitely the plan. The league has definitely improved over the last few years with some new coaches and the private schools like Mercyhurst, Gannon, Seton Hill. That's really improved the level of play in the conference on the men's side. So, the hope and the plan is we improved from 2 years ago to last year, got a few very good conference wins. So the progression of the logical next step is with the number of guys we have returning is to compete for a conference tournament spot.
Rob Berkowitz with us here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. How about the recruiting class coming in for 2015? Tell us about some of the players you got. More offense-oriented, defense? You got a nice mix.
I did think a nice mix. We knew we were returning most of our roster, so we were very specific about what we recruited. We wanted to bring a goalkeeper in who could challenge the returning guys, and we feel like we have one in a freshman out of Buffalo, New York. And then we had a big physical PSAC type center back from Long Island who is also competing for time. And then we just wanted to add another attacking piece, and that's a freshman from Pennsbury High School in Pennsylvania. Very quick, technical, skillful type player. So really, the 3 of them were a big focus of our recruiting efforts. We did not need a big class. We just felt like we wanted to bring a smaller class in that had quality to it and guys that could step in and contribute and add to the returning depth that we had.
Well, Rob, let's switch over to the women. It is your 9th season, and of course, the women, the PSAC champs from last year. Longest active unbeaten streak, 21 games in Division II. Let's talk about this team and a fabulous year it was last year.
Yeah, it really was. It was a lot of fun, and we the unbeaten streak is obviously there. It's kind of been hanging over our heads, which is a good thing for almost a year. I think a year on maybe Saturday or Sunday since we've lost a game. So it's been there for a while. I know the players it's not a focus, but it's definitely on the back of their minds. And there's certainly some pressure that goes with it. But it's really insignificant in what we're trying to do because it's a completely different year on a new team. We do return most of the team. We had we'll lost 3 of our starting 4 defenders, so that's been a challenge so far in preseason. Is looking to figure out the different combination, who's going to play, where they're going to play, how they're going to play. But our goalkeeper returns, the attacking pieces are all there. So I would expect we'll contend for a conference championship again.
Should be a lot of fun. And you mentioned about the team this year. How about some of the other competition around them in the PSAC? I'm sure, as you say, everybody's probably shooting for you. What are you expecting as far as that mix as teams coming after you left and right to try to knock you down?
Yeah, it's different than in the past where we've kind of been looking up at some teams and the focus was never really on us, even going into last year. I think we were picked to finish 8th or 9th in the league. This year we're picked to finish 2nd. Preseason, we're number 14 in the country. So we know now when teams come to our place or we go to theirs that there's a different importance for them. It's going to mean something for them to beat us. So I think we caught some people by surprise. We've always contended for conference championships, but I guess in a dominant fashion that we did it last year. It kind of caught some people by surprise. And, this year it's probably a highlight on a lot of people's schedules. But, the focus really so far up to this point, we're a little over 2 weeks into things with opening on Thursday. It's really the focus has been on us trying to figure out the different pieces. We have some very talented newcomers on the roster that have added to what we had returning. So it's just trying to put the pieces together for Thursday, and it's a long conference stretch with 16 conference games. So we're just trying to get kids healthy and put the best team on the field that we can for Thursday and then beyond that.
Well, it helps having a couple of All-Americans, that's for sure, coming back and kind of hitting that field for you. And these girls have earned it and worked hard. Yeah,
the one All-American, Shay Neal, that we have returning, she's only a junior. She was a first-team All-American last year. She, as good of a player as I think has been in the program, probably since it started. Just a talented kid, great person, definitely always a threat when she's playing. She's working hard. So having her is, always makes us dangerous going forward. And then one of our center backs, Laurel Niera, she's also a returning All-American. So she's really the only returning starter out of the back four that we have. So she's been very important for what we're doing. So we feel like in the central part of the field, we have those two that return, and then some other all-conference, all-region type kids. So we feel like we have pieces all over the field that are going to help us be successful.
Well, it's great to talk East Stroudsburg University Warriors soccer on the men's side, the women's side, and again, the men are looking to improve, and the women are looking to stay strong there. And Coach, you have a busy schedule, but I know you eat it up, and you're doing a great job. Continued success, Rob.
All right, thanks, John. I appreciate your time.
Rob Berkowitz, the head coach at East Stroudsburg University for the soccer programs here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.